This is Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on Viking athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Enjoy the action and excitement of NCAA Division II athletics at Augustana.
Welcome to Augustana Sportscene. On this week's show, we will catch up on Viking athletics as we spin our Augustana Sports Update. We'll also visit with football coach Mike Aldrich and volleyball coach Ashley Buckley. And in our Augustana Sports Focus, we'll catch up with Vikings defensive back Zach Callis. We'll also take a look at what's ahead on the Augustana Sports calendar for this week. So let's get rolling. Here comes Augustana Sports Update for this week.
Augie Sports Update is brought to you by Schoenemann's.
Last Saturday afternoon, Coach Mike Aldrich's Augustana football team picked up their fourth consecutive win of the season as they defeated Winona State 23-15 in front of a Viking Days crowd of 5,007 at Kirkaby Over Stadium. With the victory, the Vikings moved their season record to 4-3 overall and 4-2 in the NSIC. Augustana got out to a 13-6 halftime lead behind a 19-yard touchdown pass from Josh Hansen to Sam Holson and on a 7-yard touchdown run by Phil Euchre. Early in the third quarter, the Vikings pushed their lead to 20-6 on a nifty reverse play in which Josh Hansen again hooked up with Sam Holson for a 37-yard scoring strike. Augustana's final score came on a 39-yard field goal by Drew Behrens. The Vikings got their running game going as they gained 240 yards on the ground in 42 attempts. Freshman Dejan Newell paced the rushing attack as he ran for 116 yards in 21 carries. Through the air, quarterback Josh Hansen completed 16 of 28 passes for 171 yards with no interceptions. Sam Holson led the receiving corps with 6 catches for 95 yards, while Grant Gebhardt added 3 receptions. On defense, Dan O'Keefe led the way with 16 tackles, with Austin Lukey adding 12 and Ross Peterson 10. The Vikings stopped Winona State's drives with 5 interceptions. Zach Callis and Sean Kelly picked off 2 passes each, with Austin Lukey snaring 1. In volleyball, Coach Ashley Buckley's team split a pair of home matches by defeating Minnesota Crookston and falling to Minnesota State Moorhead. Over the 2 matches, Holly Halfmeyer smashed 34 kills, with Jordan Spastanka nailing 27 and Taylor Herdlichka 24. Kayla Walrick led the way with 37 digs, while setter Danny Haley returned from a concussion to pass out 102 assists. The Vikings are now 11-8 overall and 5-6 in the NSIC. In soccer, Coach Brandon Barkas's team notched a 1-0 road victory at Bemidji State. Marin Worth scored with just under 3 minutes to play to give the Vikings the win. Augustana is now 7-6 overall and 4-4 in the NSIC. In men's golf, Coach Steve Klock's team finished second to Minnesota State Mankato in the USF Classic held at Westward Ho Country Club. The Vikings were led by Eric Heeb, who tallied a 36-hole total of 149. Kyle Coplin was next in line for Augustana as he shot a 2-day total of 152. And in women's golf, Coach Peggy Kirby's team wrapped up the fall portion of the NSIC Championship with a 40-stroke lead and owning the top 3 individuals. The Vikings finished with a 2-round score of 6-13 in the event held at the Jewel Golf Course in Lake City, Minnesota. Maggie Leland finished first, Allie Ostrander second, and Emily Kivdera third. The final 2 rounds of the championships will be held in April. That's our sports update for this week. When we come back, we'll talk Augustana football with Coach Mike Aldrich. Stay with us.
Augustana Sportscene is brought to you by Sanford Health, improving the human condition. By Schoenemann's, your trusted building center since 1888. And by Mid-Continent Communications, part of your community.
When I was young, I loved helping my grandfather with projects. From building a birdhouse to odd jobs around the house, we always got our supplies from Schoenemann's. I remember the smell of the fresh cut lumber and all the bins full of nails, nuts, and bolts. Today, my projects are a bit bigger, and so is Schoenemann's selection. I rely on them for everything I need.
Schoenemann's in Sioux Falls and Harrisburg. Expert advice, everything you need.
You can always do it right with Schoenemann's. The all-new midsize 2012 Passat with dual-zone automatic climate control, Bluetooth, and scheduled carefree maintenance included. The Passat has more premium standard features than its competitors. That's the power of German engineering.
You may have met one. The teachers who challenge. The ones who motivate. The ones who can fire imagination. The ones, in short, that you'll find at Augustana. Now, maybe you don't believe that one college could have so many great professors. If so, you're in for an education. Augustana.
He has what he needs to make it. He has the speed, thanks to Sanford Power. He has Sanford athletic trainers to help avoid injuries. He has Sanford doctors to help him if they happen. But most important, he loves the game. That's no surprise. He has a lot of me in him.
Get stronger, play smarter. Return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
The Augustana Football Report is brought to you by Sanford Health.
Joining me now is Augustana head football coach Mike Aldrich. Well, Mike, on Saturday afternoon, the Vikings had our big homecoming Viking Days game, over 5,000 fans at Kirkaby Over Stadium, and the Vikings didn't disappoint. An impressive 23-15 victory. Your thoughts?
Well, Winona State's a very solid football program, and you know they're coming off a couple losses, so we knew if we could get after them a little bit early, they would start to doubt themselves. We wanted to be a ball control, running style offense this week and get back to that. And you know, I thought we did a great job of that. Dejan Newell went over 100 yards again, which was very important. You could tell that looked like we had their defense beat pretty early on. And then defensively, our whole goal was to stuff the run, get their quarterback to have to throw the ball more than he should. He was making his first start. And I thought we did a good job of that.
Okay, well, we'll break the game down a little bit further here. Let's start first on offense. Talk about your offensive performance.
Well, you know, the most important thing was, like I said, being able to establish the run game, and I thought we did a great job. They have a giant nose guard. He's about 6'8", 300 pounds, and you know, to be able to control him and keep him out of the run game and not being a factor is pretty important. I thought we did a great job of that with our offensive line. Dejan Newell runs, you know, so hard for being a quick and a slash back type kid. So it was good to be able to get him back on track and make them have to force their ability to stop the run.
Yeah, well, and there were some fun plays for the Vikings. You mentioned Dejan's runs, but probably no more exciting play than the little wildcat reverse. Talk about the touchdown pass to Sam Holson.
Well, we've been practicing that all week, and you know, it was we've got a couple different options of how to run that, and they burned us in practice, burned our defense in practice. So whenever that happens, I always tell Coach Olinger then that we have to do that in the game, because if you got us, you can get anybody. And so we lined up Dejan as the quarterback. He gets it and runs an end around to the left. Josh Hanson's out there. We flip it back to him on the reverse, and by that point Sam had beaten the defensive back by about 10 yards, and so then all Josh has to do is just throw it out there for him and put it out there, and Sam was able to go and get that second touchdown for us. Pretty big play. Yeah,
it was a big play, an exciting play, and really a lot of fun to watch for everybody. Well, Mike, let's move to defense.
Well, defensively, we knew that was probably going to be our biggest challenge. We've got 3 unbelievable running backs, great talent. Their O-line is enormous. So we had to stuff the run, and we didn't do a great job of it the week before, so we wanted to come back as that being our big challenge. And they had 150 yards rushing, which is more than we want to be able to give up, but we held all their backs under 59 yards apiece, which I think is huge. I mean, they have the league's leading rusher, and he led the conference in rushing last year. And to hold him again under 60 yards was pretty big for us. And once we did that, then we were able to force them to have to throw the ball. And their quarterback was a third string on their depth chart. This was his first start as a fifth-year senior. And so we knew we could give him some different looks. If we forced him to have to be uncomfortable and throw the football, that we could make some things happen. We had 5 interceptions.
Yeah, it was a wonderful performance by the defense. Outstanding game. Let's go to special teams.
Well, special teams, we had some glimpses of some good things that happened. You know, we had a couple good deep kickoffs. We got them inside the 9 one time. Our punts didn't hurt us. We had, you know, Sean Kelly makes a great play on kind of a punt that starts bouncing back, and he's just a corner. He wasn't even the returner, but there's no one there. He jumps up and probably saved our offense about 20 yards and got some yards for us there. But we missed a couple kicks too. I mean, at the end we could have iced the game with a field goal, and Drew hits the upright, and I mean that's a matter of inches, you know, that he missed that. Then missed another one earlier in the third quarter as well. So, you know, we left some points on the field, unfortunately, but you know, we were probably the most disappointed. We gave up a big kick return. We ended up holding them out of the end zone after that, but we knew their best offensive play would be their kick return. We couldn't give them that, and we did, unfortunately. So we'll have to get back to the drawing board on that one.
Well, Winona's a good team, and it was a good, solid victory for the Vikings here, the 4th in a row. Well, Mike, this week, back home again, taking on Minnesota State Moorhead. What do you know about them?
Well, we haven't watched them a lot. We know that they're struggling in the league. They've got a new coaching staff, and you know, they're still trying to find their way a little bit. The one thing is, and I reminded our guys about this right after the game, is they gave us a fight right away last year, and were up on us 10-0 without us even batting an eye. So we need to make sure that we're focused. Obviously, can never overlook anybody, but especially these guys, because they'll have confidence coming in knowing that they had us with our backs against the wall early. And it'll be good to stay home with all of our fans and playing at KO Stadium. I think that's important for us, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, fans, get over to KO. Another big home game Saturday, 1 o'clock. The Vikings and Minnesota State Moorhead. Good luck, Mike.
Thank you.
The Augustana Volleyball Report is next. We'll be right back.
I want back in the game. I want to rise above the pain. I want the best Ducks to have my back, Sanford Ducks, so I can shatter backboards, shatter records. I want MVP. I want everything. But first, I want back in the game.
Get stronger, play smarter. Return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
The Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. With 6-team national championships since 2006 and 18 individual national champions, the NSIC has developed into the premier Division II conference in the upper Midwest. The NSIC boasts 14 schools competing in 17 sports, all committed to one common goal: athletic and academic excellence. The Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference, a proud member of NCAA Division II athletics.
How do you hold a moment? Keep friends and family close. Witness the passage of time. Replay the glory days. Relive magical nights. Create memories to share. How do you capture a lifetime? One picture at a time. Life Touch. Photography for a lifetime.
Why do you play? Why go through all the pain? The endless practices? For the victories? For the joy of playing the game? Or do you play for something even greater? If you already know the answer, we're the network for you. Midco Sportsnet. This is how we do sports.
The Augustana Volleyball Report is brought to you by Mid-Continent Communications.
With me now is Augustana volleyball coach Ashley Buckley. Well, Ashley, this past weekend the Vikings had a pair of home matches. It started out on Friday night as we took on Minnesota State Moorhead. A hard-fought battle, but we came up a little short.
We did. We, unfortunately had a lot of strings of points that we gave up, and that ended up being the reason that we lost the match. We just couldn't play consistently and play 1 point at a time. It was disappointing because we had such great performances out of the middle. I thought Taylor Herdlichka and Holly Halfmeyer did a great job for us, and Kayla Walrick came in and started the match as our setter and then ended up being our libero and passed really well. So it was one of our better passing matches at a serve-receive. But we just couldn't put it together, and if we aren't consistent, then right now the league is so competitive that teams are going to beat us. So that was the unfortunate part of the evening for us.
Well, the good news is there's always another match. So back we came on Saturday against Minnesota State Crookston, and came out on top.
We did, and I thought the match was pretty similar to the night before. We did give up strings of points again, and that's why the matches or the sets were so unbalanced. I mean, we won big, we lost big, we won big. And, so it's something that I thought we needed to improve on. But again, we fought hard in that fifth set. I thought we're more focused playing point for point. Again, out of the middle, we're phenomenal. Taylor Hudlichka, Holly Halfmeyer, Jordan Spatenko was very good on the outside for us. I thought Christine Bielski did a great job in the back row. So, all around we had some flashes of very nice things going on, but it's important that right now we demonstrate that we're learning lessons, and we need to take that into this next week, not giving up so many strings of points.
Well, one of the things we've talked about a lot this season, I know Ashley doesn't like to talk about it, but it's injuries, and we've had them, and setter Danny Haley was out with a concussion, and she did come back this weekend. What was your analysis of her performance?
We were playing it day by day, actually, until she got clear, just to see, how we thought she would do stepping in there from a, serve receive. They make a lot of play calls and judgment calls, but she did a great job. I think the team is really comfortable with her at the net. They're confident with her. She's consistent in her placement of the ball, which is probably the most important thing for our offense right now. And I thought that defensively the team protected her really well. They allow her to release to the net, and our back row's playing around her and, picking up some of the slack, being a little bit more aggressive so that she can release sooner. But I thought she did a great job. It's not easy to not play for 2 weeks or to do anything and then to step in and play 2 matches. And, that's what leaders do and upperclassmen do, and I thought she did a nice job.
Well, and she just got cleared on Friday, right? So she really didn't have practice, so it'll be good to get her back in the routine here this week. Well, it's a big week for the Vikings. On the road, 3 matches. Starts out at Southwest, Minnesota State on Tuesday night, on to Northern on Friday, and then to the University of Mary on Saturday. Big week, Ashley.
It will be a huge week for us. Right now we're just looking to be more consistent. And again, the teams in this league are so competitive that if you aren't consistent, you're losing. And it's never, great for the confidence for us to go on a string of losses. And so we need to be more sharp on Tuesday night versus Southwest. They're a competitive team. They're right now really good defensively, consistent offensively. We just played them recently, so we need to certainly watch that match, look at things that we need to do differently, and be a lot more competitive. And then this next weekend is going to be tough for us being on the road, but we need to come out, be sharp, be eager, be aggressive, and offensively, if we're aggressive, a lot of great things are happening for us. So if we play to our strengths, should be a competitive week.
Well, take them one at a time, Ashley. Get the Vikings ready to go. Good luck to you and your team.
Thank you.
Up next, Augie Sports Focus. Stay with us.
Here's to all you crazies. You, the hometown diehards, the fanatics. That's what a fan is, after all. You live or die by what happens on the field, on the court, and in your heart every time your team plays. So, let your freak flag fly. We're here for you. Midco Sportsnet. This is how we do sports.
The all-new midsize 2012 Passat with dual-zone automatic climate control, Bluetooth, and scheduled carefree maintenance included. The Passat has more premium standard features than its competitors. That's the power of German engineering.
We've gotten on in years. We've got aches. We've got pains. But we haven't gotten old. We've only gotten better. Now, we've got the time to play. And we've still got game. Sanford's doctors keep us hitting that sweet spot. Because we've got to give those aches and pains something to complain about.
Get stronger, play smarter. Return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
When I was young, I loved helping my grandfather with projects. From building a birdhouse to odd jobs around the house, we always got our supplies from Schoenemann's. I remember the smell of the fresh cut lumber and all the bins full of nails, nuts, and bolts. Today, my projects are a bit bigger, and so is Schoenemann's selection. I rely on them for everything I need.
Schoenemann's in Sioux Falls and Harrisburg. Expert advice, everything you need.
You can always do it right.
Schoeneman's. Augie Sports Focus is brought to you by Schoeneman's.
Joining me now is Augustana senior defensive back Zach Callis. Zach, great to have you on Augustana Sportscene. We have a lot to talk about today, but to begin with, we're going to go back. And after an outstanding high school career at Eden Prairie High School in the Twin Cities area, you had to pick a college. Why'd you choose Augustana?
Well, I took a few official visits, including Winona, Mankato, and here. And after I'd been here, it was really the coaching staff that set themselves apart. Coach Aldrich was the one that recruited me, and he really just reeled me in, and I felt the team camaraderie here, and I loved it, so I stayed. Yeah, well, we're glad you're here, and you've had a great career. And yesterday, here as we're filming this on Sunday, the Vikings with a great Viking Days victory over Winona State here at the stadium. Zach had a big part in that, 2 interceptions. Talk about those in the game. Yeah, no, it was a big win on homecoming for sure. Winona's always a tough matchup, and I was in the right place at the right time. Came away with 2. But yeah, our defense really stepped up. I think we had 5 total interceptions, and Sean Kelly had 2, Austin had 1, and yeah, we really stepped up. We still got some things to fix, but we pulled out the victory, and that was most important. Yeah, it was a great win. Kind of staying with that same thing, you've been playing football a long, long time. What do you like about the game of football? I think it's just all the elements of the game, really. It's offense, it's defense, special teams. There's so much to the game, and it's so complex that there's always something to learn, and there's always something new to do. Coach Eldridge actually incorporates so much into our defense, and it's very complex. I didn't think there was that much to the game until I got here to college. I'm running formations and plays that I never thought existed until I got here. So there's always something new to learn, and I like that. Yeah, and it's a great team game, and you rely on the other guys on defense, and you get to have some great friends too. That's right. Let's move on here and talk a little bit about your other things here, your major and your future plans. Business administration and Spanish is what I'm studying. No real plans yet. I know that the time's winding down here. I plan on studying abroad in Spain next semester. I will be done after this semester. I didn't redshirt as a freshman, so I have that last semester to kind of do what I want, and hopefully something pops up after that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, the last question here, Zach. You've been around here now. You're a senior. Reflect on your experiences as both a student and a football player at Augustana. Well, coming from a bigger high school, I didn't really know what to expect coming to Augustana. Obviously, a smaller school, and I didn't know what to say. My friends were going to big schools, and I knew they were going to have a good time. But I got here, and I knew what to look for in this school, and I found it. I found great friendships. I found a great football team, and we're succeeding, so that's always a positive. And no, Augustana's been a great experience. And from the academic side, the faculty and the other folks? Oh yeah. I mean, small class size is actually really one of the big things. I know a lot of my friends at big schools have big halls full of people, and I actually get to know my professors and really get to have a good experience with them. Well, Zach, we've enjoyed watching you play football, and as a student here at Augie, we got a lot of ball left, and we're going to finish strong. And good luck to you in your career. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
The Augustana Sports Calendar is next. We'll be right back.
They're not that easy to come by. The teachers who engage us. The truly gifted ones. The ones whose words stay with us for days or even years. The odds are you'll only know a few of them. Unless you go to Augustana. Then your chances are greatly improved. Augustana.
With every click of a LifeTouch camera, a school memory is captured. Education benefits. And children are safer. LifeTouch School Portraits. Great things come from great pictures.
traveled these parts like we have, and you can't miss it. Pride. Pride in who we are, where we're going, and where we want to be. It brings us together, makes us better. We've learned some truths along the way. Talent. It isn't measured by geography. Small town doesn't mean small time. And every battle is epic to those in the fight. This is how we do sports.
The most difficult times require the right team. Where we fight disease, discover cures, and believe in the power of play. That's the art and science of healthcare. The things we do with children every day at Sanford Children's.
The Augustana Sports Calendar is brought to you by Sanford Health.
Let's take a look at the Augustana Sports Calendar for this week. Friday, October 21st, volleyball is on the road at the University of Mary. Saturday, October 22nd, women's soccer takes on Minnesota State Moorhead at Morstead Field at 11 a.m. Football is home against Minnesota State Moorhead at Kirkaby Over Stadium at 1 o'clock. The Viking Land Family Fun Area with food and a good time opens at 11:30 a.m. And volleyball continues play at Northern State in Aberdeen. Women's golf is at the Laker Fall Classic at Grand Valley State University in Allendale, Michigan. Sunday, October 23rd, women's soccer takes on Minnesota Crookston at Morstead Field at 1 o'clock. And women's golf completes play in the Laker Classic in Allendale, Michigan. And remember, for radio coverage of Augustana football, you can hear the Vikings on KIKN FM 100.5. And for complete information on Augustana athletics, go to our website, goaugie.com. Thanks for watching this week's show. This is Bill Gross, hoping that you'll join me again next week for another edition of Augustana Sportscene. Have a great week, everybody.
You've been watching Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on NCAA Division II athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Learn more about Augustana College in Sioux Falls at augie.edu.